So this lesson is all about beginners. So in this lesson, you are going to outline some exercises, and these will be the base for what you will teach your beginner clients. So what happens in this stage as a beginner? Well, it takes them longer to get the hang of exercises. The movements they do can appear disjointed and a bit clunky. They're a little bit inconsistent with the way they perform exercises. So you might find that one class they can do the exercise and the next class they've completely forgotten how to do it. And they require more repetition and consistency of the exercises to learn the skill that you're teaching. So how do we teach beginners? So we use easier spring settings that set them up to learn the exercises. So you don't want it to be too challenging for them. You just want it to be easy enough to do the movement and perform the movement. You want them to perform more repetitions of an exercise so they have enough time to learn the movement patterns. But you don't want them to do too many that they fatigue. You want to use simple cues, provide silence and space. So you want to try to space out your cues and not talk all the time so that they can have space to learn, understand, and feel the movements themselves. You want to also use positive language. So tell them what you want them to do rather than what not to do. And you want to provide consistency with your exercise selection. So what do we teach a beginner? Well, we teach them the basics. We teach them exercises that are easy to learn and perform and that they can succeed at, because we want to build their confidence so they feel like they can do Pilates. So what are these exercises? These are exercises that create a strong and stable base. They develop basic strength and conditioning. They improve control and body awareness. They also teach the client how to use a reformer and how to navigate around the reformer safely and confidently. And they're basic building blocks of exercises to come in the intermediate and advanced repertoire. So following are the concepts and exercises that I teach to beginners. They are what I feel to be most important at this beginner stage to my clients, but you might find that with the people you teach, there are some other exercises or other elements that you want to cover as well. So the first one is I want the exercises to contain easy movements that are simple to learn. And generally speaking, these are exercises that almost anyone could do if they came to your class. And they're often the ones that are the easiest to teach. So this could be things like footwork, double leg, single leg, side lying footwork. I want you to think about what exercises you feel are simple and easy to perform, something that they could succeed at, and write a list of these exercises. Number 2, I try to teach them to dissociate their limbs from their spine using particular exercises. And this just means being able to move their arms or legs without moving their spine and doing that with intention. So these could be exercises like footwork because they're moving their legs but trying to keep their spine neutral. It could be any of the arms in straps variations. I want you to write down a list of exercises that you feel might contain these sorts of exercises or might teach them this sort of thing. Number 3 is to teach them how to create a C shape with their spine. So how to find that flex position for all the round back postures and exercises that they'll end up doing in Pilates, which is quite a few. So have a look and think about what these exercises might be. So it could even be something as simple as a cat stretch. And then I usually start to teach them to do very small amounts of extension with their spine to teach them how to perform this movement gently and teach them the basic building blocks to extend. So what are some exercises that you feel fall under this category? And it might not necessarily always be reformer stuff. You might teach them some stuff on the mat as well. Number 5 is I teach them general conditioning exercises. So exercises that I feel like will produce a really strong, stable base that will help them with exercises to come, and that kind of create the foundation of Pilates exercises. And they're often the building blocks of the more advanced exercises. So write a list of these and have a think about what you feel like would come under this category. And some of the exercises might be the same as what the other lists had. So one of my examples here would be to perform a plank. And I might want them to do that on their knees with good technique. Because in some of the more advanced classes, you then have to have them in a full plank and you build them up to that. And then finally, what are some of the other exercises that you would like your clients to be able to do as a beginner before you progress them on? So you might find that you teach your clients specific things, and to be able to do those specific exercises, they need to have a skill first. So what are some of these things that you might teach? And there's no right or wrong here. So the task for this lesson is for each of the questions that you've answered above, you'll go to a dedicated Facebook post, so there'll be one for each, and I want you to pop down your list of exercises. And then if you're struggling for any ideas, I can help you out, and you might also get some inspiration from other people's ideas. So here's a little recap. 1, what exercises are simple and easy to understand and learn? 2, what exercises will teach them to dissociate the limbs from the spine? 3, what exercises help teach flexion and that C shape? 4, what are some exercises that will help teach basic gentle extension? 5, what are some exercises that you consider foundational Pilates exercises and would build general conditioning for your clients? And 6, what are some of the other exercises that you would want your clients to be able to do as a beginner? So hop into the Facebook group, pop down the exercises that you feel come under these different categories, and I'm there to help you and guide you along the way. All right, I'll see you in the Facebook group.